we will dish about all the baskets made. That one makes me happy, maybe a bit too much. So skate over to the favorite spot, as the spoils always go to the victor. Wrap your mind around this one. Sportsnight is next.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro, and we're right into the heart of things, aren't we?
Absolutely. No more previews to talk about. The final team to actually see its first competition is Alpine Skiing.
Yep.
They have their first race this week. Of course, unfortunately, our camera cables don't stretch quite that far.
Our ski cam is broken.
But we hope to still be able to bring some results and keep the viewers posted with what's happening with that team. Everybody else, though, definitely in action. Boys hockey team opened its home schedule on Thursday, hosting a tough team from Totino Grace. The Eagles were 2-2, coming off an upsetting 2-0 loss at the hands of Mounds View. They would be fired up to get back on the winning track, and the Cardinals would have to be on their A game all night long if they hope to keep pace. Cardinals kept the game scoreless until late in the first. Long bounce pass brings Luke Delzer on the break. He scores with just over 2 minutes left. They had another on a Cardinal turnover late in the period. 2-0 starting the second, and speed kills. Connor Smith flies right past the defense, then shelves it over the glove of Wise. Just the start of a big period for the Eagles. Down 5 now, Cardinals get a two-man advantage, but big 6'5" forward Kyle Heffron gets a stick in the lane and springs himself shorthanded, shows off the sweet hands, goes to the backhand for the score. It was 6-0 at that point, but the Cardinals answered just 20 seconds later, taking advantage of that 5-on-3. Josh Aker with a great pass. Ryan Corey directs it home. Cardinals can finally celebrate 129 minutes into the season before they lit the lamp. And they do it again in the third. Corey again sets up this time for Jake Van Holzen. A saucer pass. Van Holzen rips a wrister to the webbing. Another power play goal, but not really that close. They lost 8-2.
Yeah, the Totino, pretty good team, and
Yes.
obviously they took control of that hockey game. It was good to see the Cardinals get a couple of goals that night, and they knew coming in it's going to be a tough one.
Well, coming into the season, they knew Anoka would be their first game.
Yep.
They would find out a lot about themselves, and then they had Blaine and Totino 2-3. Fortunately, a little bit softer spot on the schedule came in Game 4 on Saturday, and the Cardinals took advantage. This one probably wasn't as close as the score indicates. It got a little chippy through parts of the second period, but the Cardinals put 6 in against Cambridge Isani, 3 in like the first 5 minutes, chased the starting goaltender out. Jake Corey, another goal and an assist. Aker, Espinoza, Van Holzen, I believe Koval, and I can't remember who got the 6th one. It wasn't updated on the web, so I apologize. But 6 goals, 6 different guys, I'm pretty sure.
Well, and that's pretty cool to get a lot of guys that were involved. You're not getting scoring from 1 or 2 different guys. You're getting 6 guys involved, and I think that's good. Obviously, Cambridge, you got a chance to be there. Maybe not the best team in the area.
They're not very good.
But the fact that the Cardinals were able to handle them and beat them handily, which is really
and
good.
again, I thought Cardinals outplayed them even more than that shows. Although at times and maybe throughout the game, I think they may have even been outshot by Cambridge. But Cambridge's shots came from ways out. The Cardinals had some good scoring opportunities and really dictated the pace of the game most of the night. Cardinals have Irondale at home on Tuesday, and then they hit the road to take on the Roseville Raiders on Saturday.
Well, the girls' season rolls on. A couple of conference games this past week, starting with a visit from the Centennial Cougars on Tuesday. This was a big game between 2 teams in the middle of the Northwest Suburban Pact fighting for position. The Cougars had a 1-game edge going in, so the Bluebirds were battling to pull even in the conference standings. CPCR jumps to the lead right away. Kylie Scott breaks up the pass, pokes it ahead to Delaney Johnson. She goes in on the breakaway, goes to the backhand, puts the Bluebirds on the board. 3.5 minutes into the game. Well, they get some help from Centennial to double the lead in the opening period. Pass to the point goes all the way back to the keeper. Miscommunication on the pass, and she gives it to Abby Ness with a wide open net. She puts it home, and CR has a 2-0 lead after 1. Centennial with a power play early in the second. Lauren O'Hara gets the slot for the shot. Johnson makes the save, but Allison Pitlick pokes it home for the rebound. The Cougars are back with it in 1. midway through the period now, and the pressure pays off for CPCR. Kennedy Bolander with the steal in deep. She scores her second of the season. The Bluebirds have some breathing. Same score going into the third. CPCR on the rush. Delaney Johnson fakes and then shoots from the slot. The save is made. Coming up here, there's a shot, and there's the save, but Abby Ness on the rebound. Her second of the game, 10th of the season. That was the only goal in the third. Bluebirds hold on for the 4-1 win.
Yeah, it was a fun win to be,
it was
be
a
part of.
Absolutely.
And a big game. Those games in the middle of the conference, Andover, I don't want to say untouchable, but a very, very good hockey team.
They're good.
And they are cruising right now. But battling for position against those teams in the middle of the pack, who knows what shakes out come section time.
Yeah, it's a huge win for them over Centennial because it could have been obviously gone either way. And for them to pretty much dominate that game, that's great for the Bluebirds.
Well, and unfortunately, then they did run into that Andover Husky squad on Saturday and lost 8-0. Shots on goal, 39-16 in favor of the Huskies, top-ranked and undefeated team in the state. Elia Johnson made 31 saves, gave up 8. But they've got a really cool schedule this week. They are doing Anoka and Spring Lake Park have co-opted
Correct.
for the first time this year. They're doing a home-and-home series with the Anoka Spring Lake Park
Should be fun.
Team. So it will be Friday night at Fogarty and then Saturday night at Crick. And that's kind of cool. They give it a little bit of a college feel.
I like it.
A little home-and-home
action.
action.
Like it a lot.
Wrestling team had one event last week. It was a big one. 3 teams coming to the Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse on Wednesday for the rare quadrangular. Started against Delano, the Cardinals dominant in a 50-17 win. Nick Lattery, Zach Thomas, Jared Van Bickel, and Eric Ramos had pins for the Cardinals as they dominate the Tigers. Well, the Cardinals' next opponent offered even less resistance. The Hopkins Royals had 4 open spots and were forced to forfeit. Cardinals also had to forfeit 1, but that was the only points the Royals would score. Not only did the Cardinals win all 9 matches that went to the mat, but they get bonus points in 7 of them. Starts with a pin for 8th grader Jacob Benson-Vick, the first of 6 for the Cardinals. The other 5 come all in a row. Nick Lattery with a hip toss to take Matt Copeland to the mat. 132 works that into a pin. Lattery off to a nice start this season. Captain Johnny Soto up next, and he just asserts his will on his opponent, getting chest to chest with him, and finally forcing him to the floor. Fellow captain Alex Kowalchuk keeping the streak going. Great single leg takedown on AJ Reeves. Once he's on top, he works it his way to get that pin. And finally for you, Dalen Jones on the mat at 152. Just lightning quick to get inside. Fireman's carry to get his man to the mat. Then he's going to switch to the headlock, and it's all over. They add another pin at 160, cruise to the 70-6 win.
Well, the final match was definitely the highlight of the night. The Cardinals into the rankings this week at number 14, and their final duel of the evening would put them up against 10th-ranked Wayzata. Trojans owned the lower weights and led 33-0 after 6 matches, while the Cardinals trying to come back, showing their strength in the middle weights. Alex Kowalczyk gets his man in the cradle, finishes the 145-pound match quickly. Pin comes in just 114. Dalen Jones makes quick work of his man at 152 as well. He puts Adam Eldamir in the cradle and makes it back-to-back first-period pins to help the Cards gain some momentum. Coming up, Demetrius Seals, he's going to keep it going at 160. Armbar helps get his man rolled over, and Seals able to ride it out to get the slap on the mat. Coon Rapids got back within 33-21. But a pin, as you see there, and a forfeit at 182 and 195 clinched the win for Wayzata before Eric Ramos got on the mat. He rolls his man over for the pin early in the third at 220. The Cards come up short, losing this one by a score of 45-33.
But think about that. They lost the first 6 and were down by 33.
Yeah, to be able to make that comeback and make it a match.
And from what I got from the coaches, they said it's just such a strong team, and we don't match up well with them. And what we needed was those guys in the lower weight classes to not give up as many bonus points. They would have had a better chance. But they made a valiant effort. It's great to see the Cardinals getting a little more respect up in the lean and mean, hoping they can continue to climb those rankings, get a couple more guys in ranked at their individual weight classes as well.
And they'll do that. They'll continue to build. And this is such a great program that's just, it's just kind of getting going.
Well, they're at Blaine on Thursday. And Howie?
We'll be there.
Then they have the Minnesota Christmas Tournament down in Rochester on Friday and Saturday of this week. Gymnastics team opened its season a little more than a week ago against Elk River. Still have not been able to get full results. Coach Habel did not even have full results from the host Elk River Elks, but they may not want to look at them. She said it was not their best meet. They were a little disappointed with their start. Just a 117.55. Obviously, Elk River, a very strong team, posting a 137. On Saturday, they were at the Luau. The numbers picked up a little bit, a 124.7. Finished in 6th place. Aaliyah Vu was 6th place on the bars, 9th place on the vault. Kalia Jones also tied with Vu on the vault in 9th place. Rachel Dieters had a 10th place finish on the floor. And Rushmeyer 18th on the beam. Vu and Dieters also both making the top 15 in all around. Cardinals are at Park Center on Thursday. They are off a long time for the holiday break. They'll be back in action against Blaine on January the 11th. Swimming and diving team got its dual meet season started against 5-time defending conference champion Elk River last week. And they gave them a really good meet. The score doesn't show just how close it was. You look at some of the finishes. The second place finish for the medley relay team, that's the first event of the night. They were less than 0.2 of a second behind the top team from Elk River. Matt Struess had first place finishes in 50 free and 100 back. Tyler Schultz in 200 free and 500 free. And Melsha had second place finishes in the 200 IM and the 100 free. Then on Saturday, the Cardinals went, they were at home, I guess, to the Bengals invite. It is the Bengals home pool when they have their invitational. Cardinals really happy with the 4th place finish. Blaine, one of the 3 conference teams behind them in the, I think, 8-team event.
8, yes.
So pretty excited to see that. And, of course, a lot of big duels coming up for this team this year. Nick Melsha, first place finishes in the 100 fly and 500 free. A first place finish for Schultz in the 100 breast, second in the 200 IM. 200 medley and 200 free relay both finished second place. Matt Struess had a third place finish in 100 back, and Jack Simmer was 5th off the board with a 289.55. And you talk about big duels, a couple of them back-to-back this week. They will be at Northdale Middle School pool. Both of them, they host Anoka on Tuesday. And Howie?
We'll be there.
And then they are against Blaine on Thursday.
Yeah, it's an exciting week. We get to see the swim team and the wrestling squad this week, so that's exciting stuff.
Well, and another chance to see the girls' basketball. We're very busy this week, but a really exciting week for the swimming and diving team. They circled this one on their schedule right away because Blaine they beat last year, first time in a very long time. Trying to knock Anoka off this year. If they can do and get another win against Blaine also this week, that would give them huge momentum going into the holidays.
We're keeping our fingers crossed for that.
Nordic ski team had their Northwest Suburban Age Group Classic at Highland on Wednesday. Boys finished in second place. Thoen was second place overall. He was first among 10th graders. Ricky Petroff, 8th place overall with an 11-minute and 10-second time. Jared Haida in 12th, Noah Christensen in 14th, and Miles Gilliard in 17th. And really some nice grouping in the numbers. Girls also finishing second place. Abby Ellenbecker was almost a full minute ahead of second place. She dusted the crowd. Sixth place was Lila Gilliard. I forgot the time for Amelia Bloomberg. I think that's actually 14th place. And I forgot to put the time in, my bad. Ingvaldson was in 26th place. And then the Hoagland sisters in 55th and 58th place. On Saturday, the Winona Invitational, no team scores in this event. But check out those times and scores for the Cardinals. They had the 7th place finisher in Haida in 17 minutes, 21.3. And then Casey, Gilliard, Petrov, and Martinek exclusively 13 through 16.
You talk about skiing in a pack. That certainly have. They skied together, and it shows by taking those places.
And then on the girls' side, Abby Ellenbecker not on the trip, so she did not factor in. Gilliard was in 13th, Ingvoldson in 15th, Isa Hoagland in 29th. Kayla Lowe finished 31st with Tremi right behind her in 32nd. And up next for them, they have a skate race at Highland on Wednesday, full 5K against the full Northwest Suburban, and then the Moore Invitational on Friday and Saturday. And so they get a little extra snow over the week.
Yes, they did.
The conditions have been great for them.
Yeah, they really haven't.
And it's fun. It's fun.
It's not going to be cold, but
once in a while.
Yeah, and it's not going to be cold this week in relative speaking to the way it was towards last week. So they'll get some good conditions to ski in.
Better conditions than they've had in years.
Yes.
This season so far, most definitely.
No question.
Alpine ski team, as we mentioned earlier, starts its season on Tuesday at Wild Mountain, and then they have a long break for the holidays. Their second race is at Trollhagen on January the 9th. Boys basketball team had just one game on the schedule last week, but it was a big one. Conference opener against 5th-ranked Park Center. Cardinals had the home court, but they were definitely the underdogs, and they don't mind. They were out to prove they can run with the big dogs, give them a game right to the end. Coon Rapids definitely keeping pace early in the first. Great feed from Galama to David Osayame. He throws it down. It's tied at 9. Park Center able to keep the lead most of the night. They get some help from the hot shooting of Josh Brown. He had 5 3-pointers. Pirates had 11 as a team. Cardinals still keeping it close, though. Great move by Lucky Morange to get himself some room. Then he hits the 3 like it's easy. It's a 1-point game. Doesn't stay that way long. Long pass, getting up court, taken away by Jordan Doe. He's taking it straight to the hole. Cardinals take the lead at 21-20. The Pirates take it to another level after that. Brown sets this one up for Datavius Frierson to finish. The alley-oop helped Park Center to a 37-29 lead at the half. Cardinals come back and start chipping away again. Galama finds room to hit a 3. He was one of 4 cards in double digits. They were within 5 at that point, but just too much talent and too much power on the other side. Dane Danger with the rush and the flush to finish. Pirates up 16 on their way to an 87-62 win.
When he moves to the basket like that, there is definitely danger coming your way. He is a big young man.
He's a load, most definitely, and he's going to be tough for anybody to try and stop. Cardinals move on. Their final game of this 4-game home stand to start the season is on Tuesday as they host Armstrong. Then they'll be at Maple Grove, their first road game of the season, on Friday.
Well, the girls' basketball team played 3 games in 3 days last week. It started on Wednesday when the Cardinals hit the road to take on new conference rival Rogers. It started Wednesday. Both teams came into the game still looking for their first win, and both were coming off of lopsided losses to top-ranked teams in the top 10. Only one was going to win that both so desperately wanted. Royals looking for the fast start. They get the outside game going. Ellie Bazell from the top of the key drops it and gives Rogers the very early 6-2 lead. Coon Rapids wants to be able to score fast in transition, and this is what it should look like. Quick push to the other end, then Holland finds Ntombwe in the paint. Easy layup, cards down, but staying close. More good passing in half court. Henneman finds Ella Georgie underneath. She scores on the reverse, plus the foul. She led the Cardinals with 12 points. Well, Bazell is going to beat the buzzer at the end of the half, putting up another 3-pointer, giving her team a 10-point lead going into the locker room. The Coon Rapids scrapping their way back in the second. Sid Kerr finds herself a lane, takes it strong to the rim. Cardinals stealing away momentum. On the attack again, they get it to Georgie in the post. She's able to spin and score, and the game is tied up at 33 after this nice bucket. Well, the Cards, they had a lead for a short time in the second, but the Royals get hot from the perimeter. Again, this time it's Aliana Brenning in the corner. That made it 47-42 Rogers. This is not a replay, but Brenning with the open look hits another. And the Royals able to stretch it out at the end, getting the win by a score of 59-47.
Yeah, when I first watched it, I actually thought that Neil Highlights Hennon made an
Put two different ones.
oopsie
Yeah.
and put the
That
same
never
highlight
happens,
on back to back at the end, and it wasn't the case
Nope.
when I looked closer
Nope.
and went, huh. But yeah, you don't want to leave good shooters in open spots too often. Cardinals did finally get the monkey off their back though on Thursday when they hosted Duluth. They beat the squad from up north 47-34. Grace Henneman, the lone senior on the roster, leading the way with 10 points. Ella Georgie and Jenny and Tombway each had 9. Sid Kerr had 6, and Macy Holland added 4 to get the Cardinals off the schneid. But they too would battle with the Park Center Pirates on Friday. And while the girls Pirates not quite what the boys are, they're pretty close.
They can fill up the basket at 82 points. Not bad.
82-40 the final in that one. Sid Kerr led the way with 10 points. Ella Georgie had 8, and Benny Kalala had 7. Holland, Hetwerin, and Tombway each had 4, and that totaled the scoring for the Cardinals.
It did.
Tough
Loss.
They are at Armstrong on Tuesday, and they host Maple Grove on Friday. And Howie,
We'll be there.
that's right, a very, very busy week.
It's youth night.
It is youth
night.
Youth night.
It's the Utes.
Youth night. So come on out, support Youth Night for the girls basketball team. We will be there. Howie will be signing autographs and
Not
posing
taking
for
any
pictures.
3-point. Not taking any 3-point shots.
No more 3-pointers.
None. I
Howie.
retired. Or half court.
This is what it looks like all this week. On Tuesday, we're live from the swimming pool at 6 as the Cardinals take on the Tornadoes. On Thursday, we're live from the field house with the wrestling team. Or no, we're live from Blaine High School.
Blaine, yep.
Taking on the Blaine Bengals. And then on Friday, we're live from the field house as the Cardinals host the Maple Grove Crimson for a little girls basketball action. But that is going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports Night. We want to thank everybody out there for joining us, continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying good night.